special edition episode of Nass the the 2026 NBA Western Conference Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder, San Antonio Spurs kicked off last night. The Spurs just got the W 122 to 115 in what I would say, and I've been thinking about this the past 12-ish hours. I think that was probably a top 10 NBA game I've ever witnessed in my time. I'm not really sure where to start, but I watched the game live, then I went back, I rewatched it, and I took down some notes and stuff. San Antonio Spurs, as you know, what made this series so daunting and exciting is they won the season series 3-1. AJ Mitchell, who's been an important piece for the Oklahoma City Thunder this postseason, he was available for two of the games. As you know, J Dub, who's been kind of handicapped with his hamstring all season, he participated in all four games, but like I said, we haven't really seen J Dub at 100% for significant stretches this season. But game one storylines, De'Aaron Fox wasn't available. His right ankle sprain that he suffered in the Timberwolves series. Like I've been saying all year, Victor Wembanyama side, the Spurs' next superpower is just their guard depth. Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper. They've just been that competent, that exhilarating, that vital to what the Spurs have been trying to do on both sides of the floor all year. I can't imagine a more competent group of guard personnel to surround Victor Wembanyama than those three. I want to give credit to JJ Redick for laying out the blueprint on how to attack Shea, especially when a guy like J Dub, who is obviously like the Thunder's established number two score creator, when he doesn't have it going or if he's not available, you're able to get away with sending two at Shea. And as the Spurs did last night, like they exemplified it. Shea's bringing the ball up at half court. They're already sending two at him. So I do want to give Redick that credit because prior to then, I had never seen any team scheme for Shea like that. So that was the first thing that caught my eye. Shea wasn't bad last night. 24 points, 12 assists. He had 6 stocks, 7 for 23 from the field. If you're forcing Shea to shoot 7 to 23 of the field, you've most likely done your job and you've probably put your team in a good position to win just because he's the head of the snake. Played 51 minutes, only 2 for 7 from three. So, he's not getting to his spots. He wasn't able to even stretch coverages even more by, killing them with the 3-point shot. Just a lot of one-on-one, a lot of mano a mano, a lot of ISO stuff, which is what you want to do with Shea. Because it's not just Shea killing you in ISO, but he's allowed to go one-on-one because of all the pieces around him. And J-Dub returned to the starting lineup, so there were opportunities for the Thunder to combat what the Spurs were doing, sending two at Shea. As a result of what the Spurs were doing, it just left a bunch of open shots for everyone else on the team. So, for example, Alex Caruso attempted 14 threes last night. I don't know how many of them were from the corner, but I believe 90% of them were wide open. He went 8 for 14, 30 points, a career high. But if you're making guys like Alex Caruso beat you, guys like Jared McCain beat you, guys like Chet, if you're forcing him to go one-on-one against, guys like Wemby, Vassell, some of these peskier, smaller wings, you've put yourself in a good position at least to be able to win the game. Dylan Harper, fantastic game last night, 24 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 steals, plus 14 in 46 minutes. I said previously, last episode, you need to really uptick his playing time. I don't care if you got to take some from Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, because right now we're in a position where we're going to be forced to see the three guards in crunch time because you're not going to sit Fox, you're not going to sit Castle. Those guys are just too important to what you do on offense and at the point of attack defensively. But Harper is just too good to be on the bench. It's just evident now. He joined Magic Johnson as the only rookies to record 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 steals in a conference finals game. Personally, when I watch Dylan Harper play, he gives me shades of Cade Cunningham and Penny Hardaway, just from his build. He's 6'6". He doesn't look big on your television screen, but that guy just defended Chet. I think my favorite Dylan Harper play last night was the way he defended Chet at the elbow with the shot clock going down. And I'm not even sure how he did it, but he was so disciplined. He didn't bite on any of Chet's, pump fakes. I can't remember the last rookie guard, specifically in his position, where he's not starting, but he's so additive and impactful, and he's just a net plus for what you want to do on both sides of the floor since Dylan Harper. Now, a lot of people may sit here and they may be like Cade or Luka Doncic, but those are complete different situations. Those guys got handed the keys immediately. Harper is in one of these unique situations where we know his talent's out the roof, but he has time to get those reps. He has time to learn from guys ahead of him like Fox and Castle, while at the same time learning how to play besides them. I think that's really the big W because I don't think this is going to be a okay, let's plan on moving Fox, give Harper the keys. I think this is going to be something where these guys end up taking pay cuts just to stay together. I really truthfully believe so, especially in this AAU era of basketball where players are moving season after season. The Spurs, just from like a culture and a foundation and an infrastructure, I don't, I just don't see it in their DNA where they're gonna have to move off guys because they're worried about how much they're gonna have to pay them down the line. I mean, we saw it with Tony, Manu, and Timmy. How many years did those guys play together? Even Kawhi spent a good chunk in San Antonio, and when he left, it was this big deal because you just San Antonio, they're just not they're not that type of organization. They're not all for the bright lights and the flashes and all that. Definitely, when I see Dylan Harper, I think Penny, I think Cade. In fact, last night defensively, he really reminded me of Ben Simmons. I mean, 7 steals is ridiculous, and he's not really far off. Like I say, Ben Simmons, and you might troll me, but early prime Ben Simmons was like a top 5-ish, top 10-ish defender in the league. His first like 3 years in the league, I think he's made a couple All NBA defensive teams. He was he had the potential to be a really really special defender. Had everything panned out, but that he's like 6'9", Dylan's like 6'6", and Ben is an actual forward. Harper obviously he's 6'6", playing the guard position, but his versatility and the way he could defend different types of players from Shea to Chet, maybe take a possession with J Dub or Caruso. He just does so much. Then going and grabbing 11 boards. Harper passes the eye test. Harper passes the eye test. He passes the analytic test. He passes every test. He's that guy. Um, every Spurs fan should be just as excited for Harper as you would for Wemby, like for the next 10 years, because seamlessly just like a really, really good duo together. So other notes that I'm keeping an eye out on, once Fox gets back, that's the scary part about this series is because OKC got a healthy J Dub. They weren't able to take advantage of, Fox being out of the lineup. And as a result, everyone stepped up for San Antonio. But Fox, Vassell, Champagny, Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, that 5-man plus 28.1 net rating in 107 minutes. That's second amongst all NBA playoff teams that have had a rotation that has played at least 25 minutes. The next ranked group, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Luke Cornett, plus 24.1 net rating in 37 minutes. Like I said, that's third in the league. Victor Wembanyama's game-tying three-pointer in overtime, where it ranks amongst shots that I've seen in the playoffs with huge stakes on the line, I think it has to be top 5. Just the confidence that he had at that point in the game to bring the ball up, left wing, and from where he took the shot from. Carter Bryant fits this series plus 10 and 13 minutes last night. He only had one bucket, but when you watch the game, you just know he fits this series just from an athletic standpoint, what he gives you defensively at the point of attack. And I think he's going to have plenty of possessions where he's going to be guarding, Shea during like non-Castle minutes or non-Harper minutes, or, if anyone needs a breather, Devin Vassell. I think he's perfectly suited to come in and really make an impact on this series. Castle's turnovers, I think that justifies Fox's presence in the backcourt. There's been a lot of murmurs about, what's Fox's fit with this team. But as you can see, first off, if Fox is present, that game probably doesn't get to overtime. They probably go to Fox down the stretch in the fourth quarter like they've been doing all season. And chances are they probably get a W. So it probably doesn't go to double overtime. So that's one thing as an OKC Thunder fan or, a player. That'd be something I'd be thinking about. Like, damn, we couldn't take advantage of getting one without Fox, and it took us 2 overtimes and still couldn't get the job done. And now he's most likely going to return in game 2. And just from a present standpoint, like OKC has so many guard defenders. Stephon Castle's 21 years old. Him having 11 turnovers in his first playoff run, like that wouldn't be something that would leave me tossing and turning all night. But definitely Fox's presence, what he does for not just Castle but Harper as well, just alleviating them, giving them a breather because OKC was on them all night. Harper had some possessions where J Dub was just hounding him and he had to move off the rock. So Fox definitely helps that just from a ball handling just being that veteran presence, just showing the young guys how to play a playoff game from start to finish. That's gonna bode well. OKC guard roulette with McCain, Adrian Mitchell, Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso, and Isaiah Joe. You're probably paying a price on the glass. The Spurs had a plus 21 rebounding differential last night. You got five guards coming off the bench. You're trying to play like four of them because you need them for what they do for you from a ball handling standpoint, defense, 3-point shooting. Isaiah Joe only played like 1 minute last night. Aaron Wiggins got 3 minutes, and he hasn't even been playing the past like 2 weeks. I think it's going to be tough just because of the price that they're paying on the glass, and they're only bigs. They have Chet, Hartenstein, Jalen Williams, solid group of frontcourt players. But a lot of their lineups are one big and then Shea and a bunch of swing guards, forwards, and stuff like that. So they did go two bigs. They started out the game two bigs, Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren. Shea, J Dub, Chet Holmgren, Lou Dort, Isaiah Hartenstein. That 5 man plus 32 in 27 minutes. That was the starting lineup that they used last night. We saw Devin Vassell matched up on Chet a lot of those early shot clock possessions just because I believe OKC was trying to combat potential matchup hunting. I think they were trying to get Chet some easier shots. I think they were trying to move Chet out of the paint. I'm not sure if they're going to roll out with that same starting lineup in game one because I actually think, despite them going two bigs, it doesn't add up because they lost the rebounding battle by 21. So that's something that I'd keep an eye out on. The cherry on the cake, the Spurs won the paint battle, but they only shot 30% from three. And as a Celtics fan, this is what I've been trying to say all the time is when the three-pointers aren't going, I feel like you can alter your play style just differently. Get to the paint, draw some fouls. So, I mean, the Spurs are a prime example. They beat the OKC Thunder, who have been the best team in the world the past 2 years, out-rebounded them by 21. They shot 30% from three, and they won a double overtime game by 7 without one of their best players. Those are my takeaways just for now. These are my way too early OKC San Antonio takeaways. I picked San Antonio in 7. I don't think this series is going to go less than 6 games. I'd be shocked, unless there's an injury or something. But I do believe this series is going to be a classic Western Conference series. And personally, I think this might be the best Western Conference finals that I've probably watched. It has the potential to be better than the 2016 Western Conference finals between the Thunder and the Warriors. Between the Thunder and the Warriors. It has that type of ceiling.